Hi, I'm Roddy Martin, Vice President of Supply Chain Product Marketing for Oracle. And I have with me Raj, and I'm going to let Raj introduce himself and talk about some of the projects that they've done with various clients. Raj.
Hi, my name is Raja Sekhar, AVP Enterprise Applications from Jade Global. And we are doing multiple set of projects in Oracle Cloud, right from companies for manufacturing, companies in the energy sector, companies in supply chain, and medical devices organizations. So the key trends we are seeing basically is about consumerization of apps is currently moving to enterprises big time. So a lot of users are now demanding, how do I take iPhone kind of experience or iPad kind of experience back to their organizations? And that's number one. And the other factor I see is complete digitization of Oracle Cloud, which is, I think, I'm seeing more and more prominent. Users are really demanding highly integrated supply chain applications along with the financials and project management software. So that's a kind of high-level trends, which I'm seeing.
Yeah, and I think you deal with multiple clients, and I'm sure you come across clients that are more ready than others to take some of these projects on. Talk a little bit about that level of readiness, and what do you do if you get a client who's really not ready but you still want to do the project?
Sure. Yeah, that's a great point. I see there are two types of customers. Customers who have already been in Oracle, especially in EBS kind of customers. There are a lot of acceptability about cloud of late. And they're asking very good questions nowadays, how to take care of customizations, how do I integrate the apps, what is the level of maturity in the cloud, and so on. So they are really exploring. I'm sure the conferences like this is very helpful for them. And the other side of customers who are kind of in SMB space, have not been in enterprise-grade applications to start with. For them, it's a big churn or big movement on that aspect. But I see they are pretty open to cloud now, especially Oracle Cloud, knowing that there has been great number of success stories which companies were able to adapt cloud in less than 3 months to 4 months. So that excites them. And the application is so intuitive now. It is much easier to get up and running, very less change management effort, so there is a high degree of acceptability.
That's great. And how well have you seen companies prepare themselves for path to the cloud? Because the reality is, sure, if they've got no systems, they may decide to go everything cloud, but they've probably got some on-premise stuff. So how do you help them with that mapping out of the path to the cloud?
Sure, I think that's a great question. I see a couple of categories again there. There are companies who are really willing to go all out in cloud now. So there was the biggest hurdle for them I've seen was supply chain. Financials has been there for quite some time. SCM has been there for quite some time. CX has been there for quite some time. And supply chain has been there now since last close to 1 year and is getting matured. And more apps are getting released. So now I'm seeing a bigger trend of customers who are ready to willing, are completely open to take everything on-prem or from off-prem to cloud. But there are also some customers who are taking a very cautious approach. They want to test it out. They want to give their users some experience and also learn from that. So I see some trends like edge applications like PLM put in the cloud, a Planning Central kind of application put in the cloud. SCM is definitely much easier to put in cloud because the level of integration is not that high. So I've seen a mix, but I'm seeing more and more trends where people are willing to take everything into cloud. So that's kind of general trend I'm seeing across the board.
And that's that's great. I think the big challenge is end to end. So obviously you want to do a project and finish the project and move off, right? When you start doing end to end transformation projects, they can carry on forever. Yeah. How do you deal with that? Do you try and project manage your way through a compartmentalized, modularized project? Because that's just about the only way you can do it.
Yeah, I think that's like is something evolving over the period of time. As you said, change management becomes very important. Bigger the bite is, tougher to swallow it as well. So it is important to break into meaningful chunks which are adding incremental value to the business. So there are companies or clients, when we work with them, we really ask them the big question. First of all, why do you really want to go to cloud, or what are the big drivers? And then we start hearing the conviction from them. It takes some time to understand the value, and then let's look at what is the really big rocks you really want to move first, and then we make our way forward from that. So it's, as you're right, so it has to be broken down into meaningful chunks in a small incremental value, so that customers and users get more more used to the environment before they add. And
it's much easier when they see you winning, right?
Yes.
So one last question, and that is, how's your relationship with the business changed? Because in the days when we deployed on-premise, systems integrated would spend most of the time with the IT organization. In a cloud environment where you're right in the middle of the processes, the business has to be part of that project. How have you seen that, and what do you do about that?
That is where I think there's a radical shift. Coming from culture of on-prem to cloud, in on-prem, you need infrastructure, which is the biggest part, and then you would need IT to be engaged right from the day one or probably day zero. But with cloud, it's important to have business involved on the day one, because obviously the benefit you get of no infrastructure, that's the biggest benefit you anyway derive from it. But more than that, you are not really taking this application to tweak it, customize it for you. You want these applications because these are built on the latest, greatest technology footprint. Of course, Oracle has invested a lot in terms of putting the best practices from across all industries. But that's kind of major driver. Bringing the business in is not really a kind of a buzzword anymore. It has become a reality. Within a couple of weeks, you can have a completely configured environment for the business, so they can start playing around it. And that's that's not really something. Some still have people think, oh, that's good to start with in the paper, but doesn't happen in reality. Of course, it's happening in reality, and we are doing it as well. I'm sure a lot of other folks are doing that as well.